Hi everyone, Mango Sirene here. As I'm sure all of my fellow crafters, artists, and creative minds can relate, there are some projects that wouldn't be completed without a little help from coffee. I'm always looking for quirky clothing pieces to make a fashion statement that pays tribute to my caffeine addiction, so today I'm using Simplicity pattern 8176 to make this super cute skirt. It's easy to sew and even easier to style. You'll need cotton fabric, thread, a zipper, a closure of some sort, and of course your pattern. First up, lay out your fabric and pin the pattern pieces to it. Once you have everything pinned, time to cut it all out. Make sure that you have 2 sets of pockets, a front and a back piece, and your waistband. Let's get started with sewing. Pin your pockets to the right side edges of the front and back piece and then sew a 3/8 of an inch seam. Once they've been sewn, press those seams flat towards the pocket. Understitch the front pocket seam between the 2 large dots, making sure to stay close to the edge. And by close, I mean really close. Next up, pin the front and back pieces together at the side seam below the pocket. Sew that side seam and also sew the pocket edge seam. Clip the seam allowance below the pocket and then press it open, flat, and towards the front. We're just about halfway there. Moving on, pin your pockets to the left edges of the front and back piece and then sew the seam between the dots on the front piece. Clip your seam allowance at the dots and then press the seam towards the pocket and understitch it. Now pin your remaining pocket piece to the pocket and sew around the edge, making sure that you're not catching the front of the skirt. Now for the most difficult part of this skirt, and that is installing the invisible zipper. If you need help with this, Simplicity has a wonderful tutorial that is linked to in the description. Once that's done, it's time to gather the waist of the skirt, and you can do this with your machine or by hand. To prepare the waistband, press down the top edge of it and trim off the excess. Next, pin the waistband to the skirt, making sure to match up any notches from the pattern. And then sew your waistband, pulling the gathers to fit as needed. Trim off any excess seam allowance and then press the remaining seam allowance up towards the waistband. Fold, press, and stitch your waistband edges and then turn the waistband right side out. I skipped ahead and finished my hem next, which I did by rolling the hem and top stitching it. And then I went back and finished the waistband and added a button closure. I absolutely love how this skirt turned out, and I personally can't wait to make more of them. Thank you all so much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck with your own skirt projects.